Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Pacific Rim, the Izzet synthesizer deck that harnesses the power of discovery. With this deck, we have big robots and big monsters. The aim of the deck is to get a synthesizer the same as our other synthesizer decks, but this time we get help from Discover Men to help us find our key card. With what we have, we can flood the board and overwhelm the opponent with a critical mass of threats. We kick off with 4 copies of Spyglass Siren. It's a 1-drop that makes a map token when it enters play. The map token is great as it will pump our robot overlords and we can use Zoetic Glyph on it. More on the glyph later. Zoyowa's Justice is a tricky little card we can use on something of ours if it's about to be destroyed. We'll shuffle the target back in and get something with equal mana value to replace it. In a meta that is slowly tilting towards more artifact hate, this could save a card on our board and replace it with something else just as useful. The Synthesizer is our key card. We're looking to get these on board and then trigger them as often as we can to build up an army of robot overlords. We've become the Synthesizer Channel, so this card should be rather familiar to everyone by now. Let's get going. The Helm is a great little companion to the Synthesizer, as it can make copies of our robot men and generate map tokens as well, to help grow our men. In the past, we've made it possible to make Synthesizer copies, but in this deck, we're simply looking to make more robot overlords. The Glyph is a great enchantment to get out early. We can animate a map token and get in for hits early. If the artifact is killed off, then we get a Discover for 3, which could easily get us a Synthesizer and we'll be in business. The Tunnel Grinder is a little bit of card cycling that can eventually turn into a Discover machine whenever we play cards out. This can let us flood the board with permanents if things are clicking just right. The Forge is a fantastic machine that slowly builds up and can pressure the opponent. It's an artifact, so it will trigger Synthesizer if we have any in play. Relic of Legends is a bit of ramp to help us power out our more expensive cards. This time around, we don't have the Power Stone generating spider to help us out, but the Power Stones don't help with a particular 6-drop we've got coming up. Geological Appraiser is a fantastic 4-drop that has Discover 3. It could easily help us find a Synthesizer, or anything else that is 3 mana or less. The Carnosaur is an insane monster that gives us a Discover 5 when it enters play. The Trample will let him get through for damages when we swing in. For 3 mana, we can discard it and deal 3 damage to an enemy man or a planeswalker. For the most part, we'd prefer to play it out as that could help give us a big board, but the option to snipe something is there if we need it. We have a single Chimil, the amazing Discover machine that gives us a free card at the end of each of our turns. The Discover 5 from this will find us just about anything in our deck, not including our top-end dino. For lands, we have 2 Mirex. It makes 1/1 men, but those men are artifacts which help boost our robot overlords. 2 Fomori Vaults, a special land that can help us find a card we need at the cost of discarding a card. 4 Fabled Passage. It's a search land that fetches out one of our basics. 4 Thundering Falls, the Izzet Surveil land. 4 Mountain. 2 Hidden Volcano, the red Discover land. 4 Island. And 2 Hidden Cataract, the blue Discover land. Playing the deck is pretty easy in the early turns. Once we get to the mid-game, decisions become trickier since you'll have to decide what kind of board your hand is pushing you towards. Is it an artifact board? Or is it a Discover, flood the board kind of draws? The Synthesizer can still be key, so getting it in play early on will help establish an army in the later turns of the game. This deck is a bit different from our other Synthesizer decks in that sometimes we can win a game or two without a Synthesizer. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Matrack 0? No wait, it's Ma Traco. I'm never wrong about this. We're kicking off with the usual Shuffler special, a 2-lander. We do have a Synthesizer along with other playable artifacts. We'll need another land and one that provides red mana. Keep your pants on. Is this Rakdos lizards? They can be rather annoying, but their men are small. We just need to get some men that are 4/4 or bigger and we can fight. The Spyglass Siren might be able to help us out. We'll save the token for later, but if we need it, we can use it. These lizards multiply like rabbits. What the frog is going on over there? Check that out. We get a mountain right on time. We're set the rest of the game even if we don't draw another land. The glyph is our play this turn. We'll get a big body that lizards might have trouble dealing with. We'll challenge them to block. We can take 2 of their men with us, and if our artifact dies, it'll give us a Discover 3. With a synthesizer in hand, let's not be afraid to race. We got a Geological Appraiser on top, which is excellent. We have the mana to play him out now. A 3/2 body along with a Discover 3 could be very useful. Let's get the synthesizer rolling. Any artifact plays we make in future turns will start generating robot overlords. Their small lizards won't be able to handle our men. We're making dents to that life total. Now they're even thinking about blocking. That's right, keep some men back, bro. You're gonna need blockers. They send all but 1. They're trying to set up for the kill, but we've got plays to make. The Appraiser can shift us into high gear depending on what he pulls out of our deck. We get a Forge, which is perfectly fine. We'll get a Synthesizer trigger, a Robot Overlord, and a 1/1 attacker. This is a setup they likely won't want to attack into. Let's get in there. Damages, bro, damages. They got a tricky play. That's all right. We lose a big man, but we get a Discover trigger. We hit a Tunnel Grinder. Oopsie poopsie, bro. Our board looks better now than it did a moment ago. We won't toss anything. We'll get a free draw. That land gets us to 5. We need just 1 more and we can land the dino. It's going to be tough for them. They snipe a Robot Overlord. That's okay, we've got more on the way. And a 4/4 is still good enough to hold their men back. We get land number 6. Dino is on the menu, boys. Let's land the Helm. We even have the mana to copy a Robot Overlord. There is no reason to hold back. Send it. Special delivery. What's great is we can generate another Robot Overlord at instant speed. They bug out before they get the full treatment. Jeez, bro. This is Han Solo. No, wait, it's Han Rolo. No, wait, it's Rolo. Make up your mind, bro. This is a rather rare 4-lander. We have the Siren to start with a couple of artifacts to get things rolling if we draw into a Synthesizer. Keep. Our surveil land shows us a helm. That could be big later. Never turn down a helm unless you got one already. They throw down a Satoru. They will likely be looking to get tricky. Keep your eyes peeled and expect the unexpected. They plop down a Scholar. They're looking pretty good considering we've gotten a slow start. We're going to need some good draws to be able to compete. What I really like about the passage is that it fetches out a land of the color you might need, in this case red, and we get it untapped. Let's throw down the Appraiser. Once again, we're leaning into our 4-drop to help us out. He could be clutch. Bombs away. That's a glyph. It's like striking gold. Now we can trade blows if they want. Let the hammer fall. I was expecting the unexpected, but I didn't see that coming. Taking out Satoru seems to make sense here. He can end up giving them a big advantage as the game goes on. But of course they have another one. Things have gotten tricky now. We should land the forge, but what if they block up and take out our token? If we get a synthesizer off of it, we'll want to have artifacts to play out. Let's swing in first. Well, that wasn't how I thought things would go. We'll play out the tunnel grinder and cycle our cards. A synthesizer could be a lifesaver. And we get lands and a justice. That's a big oopsie poopsie. Not what we needed at all. There goes the tunnel grinder. No big deal. It's a synthesizer we really need. I can't even say anything about that big beast. The tables have been turned. That's awesome. Thanks, Shuffler. We needed another land. Tell me we're Scrooged without telling me we're Scrooged. Let's trade in a land for something else. I mean, what could go wrong at this point? Am I right? The Appraiser might get us some help. For now, we can justice their big man to the bottom of their deck. Surely they won't get another. That was a good trade. We might have a chance. Everything is going to depend on what the Appraiser finds us. It's at this point that I wish we had installed some removals in the deck. A retool could be in our future for Pacific Rim. All right, Appraiser. It's all on you, bro. If this fails, we're doomed. That's what I'm talking about. Get some. We'll keep them both, no changes to the order. The only problem is they have a total of 7 power in flyers, and we have 0 men that can go airborne. We have only 1 more turn after this. We might be going down like the Titanic. Their advantage is just too big. Let's get out of here and jump into the next game. GG's. This is Tom 1-1-55. No, wait, it's Tom Y. I-5-5. I'm not sure what's going on. We get a 3-lander to start. We have a Forge and an Appraiser, which are the highlights of this hand. Keep your pants on. We'll kick off with the Mirex and play out the Siren. Our next play could very well be the Forge on turn 3. We draw a Synthesizer. That's absolutely amazing. We'll have an excellent line of plays. They play a Bandit's Talent. We get to toss a card. We'll let the Appraiser go. With a Synthesizer in hand, we need our artifact plays. They can't empty out our hand fast enough. Let's get the Synthesizer down and we can check out what we have on top. We do eventually want to hit 6 mana, so we'll keep what we got. The Forge will likely be what we play out next time. Another talent. That's fine, but all those talents won't do anything to what we have on board. All right, Forge, get in there. Let's send what we got. It's time to start punching back. Well, when the shuffler gives you talents, play talents. We're in trading blows mode now. The damages are going to pile up. They play out a couple of blockers. They'll be able to gain a bit of life by the looks of it. But our robot overlords don't care about life gain, they smash. Let's send our bigger threats in. Block up, bro, or take damages. They clean up the board with a sunfall. They'll get a nice big incubator, but they won't be able to flip their pancake until their next turn. We get a Mirex. That will let us play out the Appraiser. Let's get something good. Or, a Siren. And a map token. Let's use the map token on the Siren. It'll be a source of damage. The incubator token won't be able to block. We got a Justice on top. Let's hang on to it, just in case. They throw down the Dark Knight. They won't be able to flip pancakes, but that's a beefy blocker with lifelink. Maybe we can Justice that Dark Knight right out of this game. Let's do it. Well, of course, that's what happens. No choice. Now, let's get in there. We got them down to 1. They need a flying blocker. They get the Dark Knight back, but it returns tapped. It's not going to do anything on our attack. GG's, bro. That's a flying blocker. But now they have nothing for the Forge token we're going to get. Discard can be good, but sometimes it's not enough. Good one, bro. This is Charles in charge. No, wait. It's Charles K. KK, bro. Will do. We get a 2-lander with extra fixings. That's a lot of dino meat. The Surveil land can get us a 3rd land, right? Let's go for it. They throw down a tiny Bones. I imagine we're not the kind of deck they would hope to play against. A journal? I'm pretty sure that's not what should be in the same deck as a tiny Bones. His bone is tiny, LMAO. Mono Black has problems dealing with artifacts. It's very possible our Forge will be able to stick it to them for a lot of damages over the course of the game. Block with tiny Bones, bro. He's got Death Touch. That's like the bad touch, right? They double up on tiny men. The sleeper is all right, but it might be too slow against what we've got. They make us toss a card. It's important not to throw away permanents in case they try to steal them with tiny bones. We draw into an appraiser at the right time. We'll fetch up a mountain and play him out. We double up on our forges. That's excellent. We can make like Hulk and Smash. They pump up their sleeper. It's going to be able to stay ahead of the smaller forge token, and it'll start to draw them cards. We do have a pair of dinos we can use to snipe small enemy men. Another land, and we're one away from being able to play out a dino. Let's crack it and get going. They block up. They even throw tiny bones in front of the bus. That's right, bro. Defend for your life. The question is, snipe the sleeper now or wait until they try to pump him up again. We'll wait. If they go for a pump, we can snipe him in response. That way they'll use up most of their mana. There's the pump action, and now is when we strike. Panic sets in. That wasn't supposed to happen. Even without a synthesizer, we can get there. GG's. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.